Hello, my name is Susan Ashley and welcome to my YouTube channel, Susan Kassandra. Today I'd like to talk to you about what I feel is happening for not only myself but many others with regards to moving the physical manifestation of moving into 5D. And I'm sure that a lot of you are feeling exactly the same. So I'd like to cover some of those. But before I do, please like, share and subscribe to my channel so that I can get more of this information out to those of you who really appreciate it and love it, and to support the planet in its movement into 5D. So one of the first things I've noticed is my ears, right? So normally I have very good telepathy with spirits, so I hear them in my head, I hear them in my mind. And then I kind of, hear the words, I hear everything very clearly in my head. But sometimes I will see spirit strongly physically and it will talk to me, and I hear it audibly like you're talking to me, so from the outside in. But what I've noticed at the moment is that, and I get a lot of popping in my ears like a lot of you would do, some sort of signal that spirit's around you. So I get this popping in my ears, which is kind of normal for me. But now I'm getting this reverberation. It's like something is beating on my eardrum like a wind, really like this. And what I'm noticing is that I am opening up to those other levels. So it's not that they are coming down to me and communicating with me. It's I am going to them, and I'm able to access those upper realms with my physical ears more easily. I hope that makes sense to you, because normally what it is, they come to me. They lower their vibration to me. But what's happening at the moment is I'm going to them. So a doorway or a corridor has been opened, and I'm able to go into it, into the 5D and beyond. And then I'm also noticing, like here I am in nature. I'm in the most beautiful nature at the moment. I've got this incredible tree behind me. She's gorgeous. She is like the goddess in the garden, this one. And I'm really connecting with nature, and it's not just walking and feeling the tree. I'm hearing the tree. I'm one with the tree. And the same with animals and the earth in so many different ways. And what's coming to me from that is the fact that we're not just here on the earth, and we're part of the universe. And it's like Mother Earth is opening up to become a member of that universe, that she's been closed off from the universe for various different reasons. There's been energy systems and vortexes that have shut her down. And now that she's opened up, she's becoming one with the universe. So I'm feeling my connection to my starseed brothers and sisters. I'm feeling my connection to my guides and interdimensional beings a lot stronger now than I ever did. And I'm feeling like I'm part of something that's bigger than myself. And it's hard for me to describe really, but it's very, very deep and rich. And I feel like I am here at this moment for a very strong reason, and it's because of the evolutionary system that's happening at the moment and the growth within everyone. And I feel like I'm part of that with regards to the universe, that Mother Earth is opening up. So with regards to my feeling center, it's also happening that, look, I'm pretty good at telling when someone's telling the truth or not. I'm actually quite good at that. But it goes deeper than that. Now I'm seeing the reason for all the bullshit, let's say. And I'm also seeing, when I'm reading something, I don't watch the news, but people send me a lot of information. So when I see it and I go through it, I know what part's true, I know what part is a trick. And I also see that in the light worker field as well. We got lots of people who are telling the truth, and then they drop something in there that's disempowering to everyone. So I'm seeing that as well. I'm seeing that there's a karma that's playing out at the moment as well. Like, if I could give it like this, with countries, right? So Germany and Austria, we know the karma of those countries, not the people. Those people weren't, the people who are alive today were not involved in any of that. I have nothing against those countries or those people. I'm not speaking that. I'm talking about the karma that lays in the ground. See, we're all coming to karmic balance at the moment. So we're starting to connect with people who are part of our spiritual family. We're releasing the negative karma, right? And we're doing that as a collective in the countries that we're in. So when I look at Germany and Austria, those people said yes to a government that was very destructive to another nation of people, to a certain religion, let's say. And so my feeling is in Europe that it's those very people that have to say no to that government and no to what that government wants. When I look at what's happening and I see people have to have papers to travel, to go to work, to go to visit friends, they have to have papers, and they're being stopped by police and they're being asked for their papers. Excuse me, isn't this a reincarnation of another time on the planet where people had to give their papers and prove whether they were one nationality or religion than another, and they were punished for it? You know, do you see what's happening here? I can see that there's a cycle of release going on at the moment. And so it's up to those people in those countries to stand up and say no to what the government wants them to do to their own people, like domming each other in and doctors not being of service. I was looking at, someone sent me something the other day, and it was a little child that had gone to hospital with an infection, and the doctors said, we can't treat it because it's not a COVID related situation, and you know, come back in 3 weeks and we'll see. I mean, it's an infection. What could happen in 3 weeks? So it's stupid. Those doctors have a sorry, I'm forgetting the word now, Hippocratic oath to heal and do no harm. That's the oath that they took. Where the hell is that oath right now? Went out the window. So that's what I mean. People have to start undoing the karma of the past and saying no to this ridiculousness, because it is ridiculous. And this is what's playing out, and I'm feeling it, and I'm feeling the connection to Mother Earth, I'm feeling the connection to the trees, and I'm feeling her journey as playing a role within this universe. She always did, but we didn't know about it. And as she's playing that role in the universe, we're understanding that we have brothers and sisters out there that are willing to help us if we give them permission, because we have free will. So I am praying every day for them to, you know, praying in the sense of I'm giving permission for them to come and use me as a vehicle of their love and their light and their truth. Because we are here in the physical, and it's through us that this new earth will be born. But they are there as guides and facilitators of information and abilities, and we can ride that. So I'm asking you to just give a little bit of thought into that feeling center, and trust in yourself. You know when someone's lying to you, you feel it in your body. You feel it somehow in your soul. So when you hear something, sit and be calm rather than react. See, I would always react. I'd get angry about something. Now I find I'm not reacting as I'm moving higher up in the vibrations. I'm not reacting in the way that I used to. I'm not playing into the duality game. I'm staying neutral. And some people around me don't like that because they want me to react. It's not that I don't care. It's that I fully understand that as long as I'm neutral and I'm holding a vibration of love and light, and I'm keeping that, that's the vibration I am gifting to the planet at the moment. So that's what I'm doing. Now, the other thing is my eyesight. I'm finding that, you know, say I'm looking out at this someone, or I'm looking out, yeah, just around the trees here. It's so beautiful. I'm looking out at that, and suddenly I'll see a ripple in the space. It's like I'm looking into that other dimension. It's opening up before me. And it's not just seeing, like I've always seen the world of the divas, the fairies, etc. From a very young age, they used to act out plays for me to make me laugh. And because I had a lot of strong things happening to me as a child, so the divas would come in and help me to have a laugh and to feel joy and maintain some of my innocence. And so, but this is different. This is not the divas. It's something else that's happening. So I see this ripple. It's like a doorway is opening up, and I'm able to go into those other dimensions. So I feel like I'm accessing the 5D and beyond with my physical ears, my physical sight, and my senses are awakening. And I'm sure this is happening for many of you, that you're seeing these things. It's not, you know, when you see spirits, sometimes you see a flash out of the corner of your eye, and they're here. They're here, sort of thing, and they're showing themselves to you. So and sometimes they're earthbound spirits, so they're still in the atmosphere of Earth. So what would, like I was saying before, what would normally happen is these energies would lower themselves to be able to communicate with us. But now what's happening is our very own energies are heightening, and we're able to see and feel and communicate with them in their territory, which is why it's different. It's why it's so very different at the moment. And that's what's happening with me. So I have every confidence and every belief that we are going to get through this battle that's going on at the moment, this battle for consciousness, this battle for power, this battle for supremacy on the planet. Because we're working with Mother Nature, we're working with our spiritual brothers and sisters. And I'm also noticing that I'm meeting people that are my spiritual brothers and sisters in the physical, and I'm making really strong connections with everyone at the moment. And my work, oh my goodness, when I tune into someone, you know, those people who are healers will understand this. I feel like I've got itchy hands all the time. I just want to put my hands on people because I can feel the strength and the power that's working through me. And everything's moving really, really quickly. So when I'm working with someone, I'm straight in. I'm straight in, and I'm able to even work on a cellular level, on a soul level. I can go back in time really, really fast, clean up things that have happened in their ancestry, in their past lives. And even now as I'm talking, I'm getting this thing in my ears again. And I'm here, oh yeah, okay, so and I'm also hearing different frequencies, different sounds in my ears as well, which has been going on. So I'm able to tune into people and I'm hearing the sound of them. And oh, that's another thing I wanted to share with you, some information that I got the other day about activating the 12-strand DNA. You know, I run this course. It just finished, and part of that is to activate the 12-strand DNA. And the information I got around that was that when the DNA was reduced to 2 strands through, well, we know who, they use sound to do that, and a lot of sound was used to destroy. So part of the awakening is to use sound, the awakening of the primary cell, the 12-strand DNA. So part of that is to use sound for that. So we're going to find that sound healing, light healing, like lasers and things like that, they are going to go through the roof. They're going to become really, really rich and strong. And the thing is that we've only slightly tapped into that. There's so much more to come. I know that there's different shades of light in this this video because I'm standing out in the sun. It's such a beautiful day, an autumn day here in Croatia. So I'm standing out in the sun and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I really wanted to do this in nature, so I know that my face is not so clear, but anyway, you can hear my voice. So I'm very much noticing that we are going into this new earth already. We have the signs. I want you to recognize those signs in you and not think there's something wrong with your eyes or there's something wrong with your ears or you've got tinnitus or, you know. The other thing is that as we become more sensitive in our feelings, like I was saying, that can be very, very difficult for us. As I'm looking out there, I'm getting the ripples in reality happening. That can be very difficult for us, particularly with people around us who are not at the same level. So have compassion for them, have understanding for them. And what you can do is instead of reacting, right, take a breath and think to yourself, I wish you awakening. Right? Just send them that, I wish you awakening, or I wish you the gift of your heart, or something positive like that. Don't engage in the negative. Yeah, we got squirrels here too, and they're running around dropping nuts. So don't engage in the negative. Look, it's really important to know that the negative exists. So I'm not talking about, closing a blind eye to everything that's going on, or putting your head in the sand and refusing to acknowledge the negative. Because what I know is that if we recognize that there is darkness on the planet, duality is about recognizing both. We can't live in one without the other. But you can't go into the fifth. And I remember Kassandra talking about this in it would have been 1995 or 6. I did a Vesak festival, very huge festival. And very clearly Kassandra said, you cannot go to the next level unless you understand the one that you're in, which means understand duality. Doesn't mean you have to engage in the evil and the nastiness and become one with it. It's not that. It's to recognize it, acknowledge it, that it exists. And I know there are a lot of people that are saying, but I just want to live in peace and I just want to be in positive reality. You will reach that positive reality if you acknowledge that the darkness exists. That's why people experience psychic attack. I know that's why I experienced psychic attack for many years, because I was a lovely, innocent young woman who didn't believe in all of that stuff either, like negativity. Although I experienced a lot, I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to believe that evil actually exists to the extent that it did. And I was thrown into the deep end of it. And it wasn't until I stopped resisting it and I stopped struggling it that I set myself free and I was able to face it and say no to it. But as long as I was resisting it, it kept coming up in my life. It kept showing up in my life, right? So if it didn't mean that I went and played with it and I engaged in it. I just had to acknowledge its truth, even if its truth meant that someone I knew and someone I loved was playing in it, and I needed to let them go, even if that's what it was, right? And when I see the world and I see what's happening to children in this world, I know evil exists. I don't need to go any further than that for you, right? So if I can acknowledge it and know it exists, then I can be part of the solution. It's like an alcoholic. Until you acknowledge that you're an alcoholic or a drug addict, you can't find a solution. You will not be healed because you're in resistance to it. You're in denial of it. It won't happen. But as soon as you acknowledge, yes, it's true, it does happen, and I hate it, and I dislike it, and it makes me feel horrible to know that children are suffering at this moment at the hands of absolute evil. It makes me feel sick to know this. However, I acknowledge that it's true. I acknowledge that it's happening. And guess what? I'm going to stand here and be beautiful and innocent for all those children who want to come into my field. And because I've acknowledged its existence, I raise up. I'm no longer in denial. I raise up to the next level. And that's what I mean by that. It's very important. So we are going to conquer this. And the new earth is coming. And if you'd like to be part of that force, join with me on Saturday 9 a.m. Paris time or 6 p.m. Paris time on Sundays as we co-create together in this live meditation at Susan Ashley, Energetic Alchemist and Spiritual Consultant. It's my Facebook page. go to that Facebook page at that time and join in these live activations and meditations and co-create together. We're also doing abundance at the moment because I realize we all need to be in that vibration of abundance so that we go out of survival mode, which also places us in duality. When we feel abundance, we feel free. And by the way, I just had another a message from someone in the abundance meditations, and this beautiful young lady wrote to me and said, I really thought it wasn't working, nothing was happening for me, you know. And I know that sometimes you've got really big issues and you get afraid to create it and you have blocks to it, so you know, it might take a few weeks to release those. You can also make an appointment with me at lovelightandtruth.com if you really want to go deep and work on these issues. So she said, I really thought it wasn't working, but I thought I'd keep trying, I'll keep doing it. And anyway, she had a wonderful miracle of 4,000 euros. So it, you know, for a young woman, that's a lot of money. And so I just replied to her, thank you for letting me know, but keep doing it, because once you get in that energy, don't stop. Don't think, oh, I got my miracle, now I can just move on with life. No, no, no. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep doing it, because we share it with others, right? We share it with others. And that's the important thing. So I'm going to leave you on that abundant note. And welcome in these changes that are happening for you, these energetic changes, and they're bringing about physical transformation. And have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you for listening, and share this, like and subscribe and do all of that. Bye for now. Bye.